So Joe, end of race one here at Donington, but tricky race up there with dropping back after this start, and what was your take on the contact out there?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say too much about the contact. It was one of those that I haven't looked through yet, so I can't really comment on it. I felt I was completely in the right with what I did. I made the corner very easily, and I felt like I wasn't really left room, but obviously I could be wrong. I need to look through it. But that's just kind of what I feel in the moment.
And what was it like with the track out there with the greasy conditions where the tyres don't quite work?
Obviously the wets are a bit of a weird tyre around here. The track's just a bit... the grip changes from corner to corner, and the wets kind of... You can't really tell if they're going off or if they're too cold or whatever. You just don't get that feeling around here for some reason, and I think that was what I was struggling with in qualifying quite a bit. I did 2 cool laps right at the end, and I probably, if I'd have just kept pushing, I might have gone faster, and that was obviously what everyone else did. So, I think, things just haven't gone our way, let's say that. But obviously we've done what we could do. Obviously qualifying didn't go well, the race hasn't gone well, but we'll look at tomorrow and we'll try and finish off the season on a high.
But how much can you learn from today when things haven't gone your way and going into tomorrow?
Obviously we can learn from everything that we do on track. It's very important that you do, otherwise you won't progress as a driver. You need to learn from the good and bad. We've just got to go into tomorrow. We've had a bit of a tricky day today. Obviously the championship is probably out of the question now. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe the 2 in front will come together and I'll somehow win, and then reverse grid race I might manage to outscore them by a load. I don't know. But obviously nobody knows, and the main thing that we can do is make sure that we put everything into it that we can, and try and score as many points as we can.
And how's your season as a whole? Because you were really quick at the end of the British F4 Championship last year, and especially early in the year you were so fast in GB3. So, is there a lot of positive to take from this year? Have you exceeded expectations?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this weekend's a bit of a bummer to finish on, but at the same time, I have to be really proud of what I've done, and also the team as well. This is the first time JHR have really fought for a championship in GB3. And obviously, it's the first time I've fought for a championship in single-seaters, so, things aren't always going to go to plan, and it's a bit frustrating that it hasn't. But at the same time, there's all sorts of things that we can learn, and, I'm sure the team going forward will be able to improve on what on their aspects of mistakes, let's say. And of course, I've made a lot of mistakes this year as well, and, I think the season as a whole, we can be very proud of what we've done, and it's been a really strong season overall, and a lot better than what we expected coming into it.
And how important is that, self-analysis after errors, but also the good wins as well?
Well, you need to analyse everything you do. It's very important. Obviously, it's the only way you improve. If you don't look back on everything that's happened and try and learn from them, then you'll never improve, and you'll always stay at the same level. And I think that is something I can pride myself on this year. I learnt a lot from F4, and put that into practice this year, and I think it's really showed. I wasn't expecting to be near a championship fight at the start of the year, and then to put it on pole at my first round, that was probably one of the most special times of my life. That was obviously it's a shame that the season's not finished out the way that we wanted, but obviously not all hope's lost, and we'll give it our all till the end.
And what are you expecting tomorrow?
Like I say, hard to expect. Coming into this weekend, I could have said that I was expecting to win the championship, and that's not happened. So, or it probably won't happen. So, we'll see what we can do. There's no expectations that you can really have. You can't set yourself any particular plans or anything like that. You can't try and strategise anything because you just don't know what will happen. The main thing is that you've just got to try and figure out what's the best thing to do at the time. Obviously, pick the right moves at the right times. We're going to have to fight forward tomorrow in both races, and I know that we've got the pace to, especially in the dry. Like I said, want to finish out the season on a high, and try and do the boys proud.
And you've also got the Motorsport award coming up, so that must be a big motivation for you.
Yeah, the Motorsport award is, it's the thing I'm really looking forward to now. It's a really big opportunity for me, and I think it kind of it kind of shows how strong of a season we've had. You know, at the start of the year, I wasn't really seen as anything, you know, anyone that could go that far, and I think, you know, it might sound a bit cocky or something like that, but I feel like I'm now one of the drivers that people do look at and go, you know, maybe you could get somewhere. And you know, I think weekends like this aren't ideal and they're frustrating, but you know, it's just, everyone has these weekends, and it's just a shame that ours had to happen at this point in the year.
And where are you at with plans for 2024?
Obviously, we weren't originally planning on doing so well this year in GB3, so the plan was to do 2 years, and you know, it's something I need to think about. Maybe I'll come back for another year. I think I still need another year of learning before I try and progress to Formula 3. I don't think I'm quite ready mentally for the step up to F3. You know, I'm not saying that I'm a weak driver or anything like that. I just think that second year of F4 shows that doing that extra year in the lower category can really boost you up into your first year of the next category. And I think that if you do well in your first year, you'll always get more of an eye on you than if you do well in your second year. So I think it's important not to rush and you know, take our time. You know, I've still got age on my side at the end of the day, and I think it's quite important to take our time moving up the ranks.
And are you solely looking at GB3 or FRECA as well?
Not particularly looking at FRECA. It's not necessarily a championship I'm that interested in. You know, maybe looking at GB3 again, or Euro Cup 3, or Euro Formula, or something like that. Just kind of a kind of stepping stone to Formula 3, where it'll let me broaden my experience and kind of learn a few tracks maybe that I haven't raced on. And also just give me an extra year to learn. You know, there's always things that you can learn, and no matter what car you're driving, you know, I could hop into a Renault Clio and I'd probably still be able to learn something about racing or something like that. So the main thing is that we don't rush things moving forward, and yeah, I just want to make sure that we kind of make the most out of the opportunity that we've got.